They were saying basically from first base to shortstop or something like that. That distance is how much better the AL is over the NL and DHs or something. But they also noted that the Mets are one of the teams that have a good spot for a DH with Cespedes.
Yeah, well, we might as well get into what NL teams have the best DH option.
There you go.
So the first one is definitely the Dodgers.
Obviously.
Because how much talent they had, it's always been that who's going to play when. Like, okay, Munchie's going to play here. Noah's going to play here today. Now it's like, now you have an extra slot where you put a pitcher. Instead of a pitcher, you have a hitter.
Exactly. So you don't have to care too much about who's playing on the field. As long as the person's getting their at-bats, they'll be okay.
Yeah, so Hernandez is roughly going to be the projected DH, but of course, like we said, with Chris Taylor, A.J. Pollock, Jock Peterson, Mookie Betts, there's going to be a rotation in the outfield, so someone's going to have to get a bat here and there.
Yeah.
The next team, definitely the Nationals, as we saw last year in the World Series, is Howie Kendrick.
Right, and I thought the Nationals would have been even stronger with Zimmerman as a DH as well, but he's not playing this year, so that's not an option. But they still have talent that they can pull from.
Yeah, because you think Eric, Thymes, Starlin Castro, Zimmerman would have been, Cabrera. So you had options, but, with Howie Kendrick did in that DH position when he was in Houston.
Yeah. So
he's definitely still has the bat to do it. So it's definitely a good chance with him. And then Reds. So before the season, when they signed Nick Castellanos, we're like, okay, they have 4 outfielders now.
Exactly.
What are they going to do? Like, who's going to be? And then now we have a DH. So most likely Jesse Winker is going to be the guy they believe is going to be the everyday, most of the days DH.
Okay. I mean, it's a good problem to have. I mean, beginning of the season, yes, you have a decision to make. Now, everybody can be happy because they're going to get their bats.
Yeah, so the teams who had like problems, like who's going to play this position this day, we're going to have to rotate. Now it's like, oh, we have a position where someone can hit.
Exactly.
So that one worked out for him. The next one also is our New York Mets. So before all this week, it looked like Dom Smith was finally going to have a regular at-bat. Like,
yeah.
Okay, finally he's going to have a chance and stuff. But this week has showed that apparently Cespedes is ready.
And Cespedes ain't playing. I don't know if you got to see him taking BP, but Cespedes is out there raking.
So it's like, because he's taking Seth Lugo, which are one of the best relievers, closers last year.
Absolutely.
Took him deep in a simulated game.
Yeah. And also, he's trying to play on the field. He's not trying to be a DH.
Yeah.
He's out here making behind-the-back catches.
Like having fun. I'm like, okay, Cespedes, are you 15 Cespedes?
Right.
So if that's the case, a lot of teams are probably scared
If
right now.
that's the case, I'm going to go get my lime green or yellow armband.
Right? So, but with Dom Smith, you have also J.D. Davis. They can rotate at left field. Cardinals, Matt Carpenter most likely will be the everyday DH. They have some other options they can do. With like Tommy Edman at third base and Tyler O'Neill in left field.
Well, it's good to have more than one option because if the guy is getting in the cold streak, you got to get somebody else in there.
The next one is the Cubs. They got most likely everyone's thinking that Kyle Schwarber will be the DH.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Do you keep him in the outfield? Do you keep more in DH? It's that question they got to figure out before the start of the season. And everyone thinks Schwarber will be the DH.
Right, and then then somebody needs a day off, he can fill in the outfield.
Yeah. And then now with the Braves, now we have Puig signing. Ozuna was most likely everyone's thinking that will be the DH. 1-year deal. He had some decent numbers last year with the Cardinals. So now it's like, is it going to be Ozuna and Puig rotating? Like,
I don't think so, man. I think Ozuna's still going to be the guy because Puig's got the arm.
Yeah.
The arm that I would want.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as he's still got it, I mean, he's going to gun people out. That's what you need. You need somebody out there to make plays and assists.
Yeah, then, because they had it with signing Ozuna, they're like, okay, they have a top prospect ready to come up. Now you're at Ozuna, same thing. But like I said, Markakis now is left.
Yep.
That's probably where Puig is now slid in. So Rockies is next. Most likely DH, they believe it's going to be Daniel Murphy.
And I would say the same, yes. I don't know if Murphy is the greatest in the field anymore.
Yeah.
He can still hit. I don't know if he can crush for power, but he'll get the job done.
Yeah, so and then Phillies, most likely everyone's believe it's going to be mostly Jay Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, Jay Bruce has a perfect spot for him.
Because he's being blocked between, Harper and then McCutchen on the other side.
Right, and, well, hold on now. Yeah, well, who's our first baseman?
Hopkins.
Okay, Reese? Yeah, he's not taking over that.
But
so you're right.
Jay is probably going to do mostly where if it's, left-handed bat situation, he'll probably be that day. They'll probably switch. They have other bats and stuff they can rotate. So
okay, well, even if it's not a lefty, he's still got to get some PT, playing time because he's the guy you can't keep out of the lineup.
Yeah. So
they'll figure it out.
Oh, they definitely will. So That's 10 teams. I like a lot of the teams. Like, it opens so much possibilities. And in the future, if this is becomes set, which a lot of people are hearing, this is going to change the game. Which comes to contracts, like.
Yeah, man, it was funny because, like I said earlier, I was watching MLB today or whatever it was, and Al Leiter was up there, and he was all upset about the DH because he's like, if I was a pitcher, I would want to face a pitcher. Of course you would, because it's an easy out. You're right. I mean,
unless you fish in Bulgarm or
right, or somebody like that who can crush it, but. Like you said, man, I know a lot of people are against it, a lot of people are for it. I was originally against it as well, but I see it. I see why it's a thing and why they're going toward it. And if they're trying to get more interesting and have more exciting ball games, you got to have another hitter in there. You can't have 8 hitters and an out.
Right. And because,
there's not enough pitchers that crush
a bunt, a maybe easy out, strike out real quick. Like, no one's interested. Like, okay, it's the pitcher. Who cares?
Yeah. When the pitcher comes at the bat, it's like, all right, well, this inning's over. Let's go get some lunch or something like that. Now you have another contender there. That changes the game for your leadoff batters, everybody else.
Everything, the whole rotation. Because, someone put up the Mets starting rotation. Like, wow, it looks weird because then so-and-so can bat ninth now. It's like, said DH can be up there. It's like, this is going to change some interesting. Opening days will be interesting, especially when, when we see it, for example, opening night with the Nationals, where you see that pitcher spot number 9. It's like, oh, no, it's going to be someone else.
Well, you did say it was an interleague game, though. They're playing in Nationals?
They're at Nationals, okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would miss is seeing the interleague games where the AL pitchers have to hit.
Yeah, where I haven't done this since how long?
Exactly. That's the part I would miss.
So, but hey, we'll see. We'll have to get used to it if this is a thing. So.